Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 235. Welcome. T, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. And also we have a surprise. Holtz is here tonight as well.
Hello. Watts was not feeling well, and while I cannot, I pulled up the stream and now I just heard you talking double. I lost it. I had a good transition. It's gone.
Classic, right?
Save it. Yeah.
Last week I fumbled the intro, and I was like, "Am I becoming more like Holtz?" But it didn't happen this time.
A receding hairline, and you cover it up with a beanie most of the time.
I do have a receding hairline. Have you seen this? You've seen this baby? It's
yeah, back, no, right? I got that going too. Just cover it up with a beanie. Now you're me.
the beanie option. Yeah, you're right.
I'll write that down. Beanie.
How's things, guys? How was your week so far?
Good. Type of week. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of stuff in the mail, so it's one of those weeks where I get all sorts of cool. I got a Super NT from Analog, which I've been really waiting for.
Dopamine hits. Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I got Scott Pilgrim versus the World for the Nintendo Switch, which I've been really looking forward to.
Nice.
And I got that joystick thing that I was talking about on Side Quest with it turns the sad W keys into a joystick.
Nice, yeah. I always find when I get a bunch of stuff that there's this period of like excitement over it, and then there's the lull afterwards that I have to get past after getting some new stuff before I can truly use it. Like if I get some sort of piece of gear or something, like it doesn't necessarily get effective right away. I have to spend some time with it, and then there's obviously there's the learning part, but like there's this sense of it being a part of the setup that has to transpire. You know what I mean?
I didn't get anything that goes into my workflow. I just got like video game fun stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I just buy keyboard stuff and
I got a Mustang too, so that helps.
What? Well, that's a big purchase.
Yeah.
My God.
Well, you got a Mustang
about that one.
That's crazy.
No, I didn't get that one in the mail. I had to pick that one up.
Yeah, did that show up from UPS?
No, USPS.
Buy it now.
Priority mail,
motherfucker.
Yeah. Turns out they have flat rate shipping boxes for cars.
Yes,
really convenient.
The unboxing experience.
It tears very easily, unfortunately.
You have to use multiple.
UPS guy looks super pissed though.
It said team lift, but I don't think it meant 2. I think it meant 30.
How's the new Mustang? How's that treat?
Dude, it's super fun. It's exactly what I thought. It's still in the break-in period. It's, your first 1,000 miles on a new car, you gotta treat it.
Is that a thing?
Like really? Yeah, it's a thing.
What? The first
I don't know either. Yeah, I'm not a car person.
I still bring cars
in
early to do an oil change, even though everybody says you don't have to do that anymore. So after like 300 miles, I'll bring a car in for an oil change just because, like, what if
treat it nice?
Yeah, what if there was like some casting or something left behind?
Wait, like every 300 miles you get your oil change?
No, just after the first 300 miles.
Oh, okay. I was about to be... What?
So I did
so much time.
And so I'm just enjoying... I think it's got just over 300 miles on it, so I'm still
about
breaking
to take it in.
We're going to take a nice trip this weekend. Me and the wife are going for a trip this weekend.
Is it a gas Mustang or an electric one?
There's no such thing as an electric Mustang.
Yes, there is.
No,
I don't think it's out yet, but I want to say I don't think it's actually using the Mustang name brand, but I know what you're talking about. It was like, wasn't it like late last year when they announced that? I thought
it's called a Mach-E, and it's definitely not a Mustang.
Yeah, but it's like the same like manufacturer, right?
It is Ford. Yes.
Okay.
It is out too. They have them.
So I think just in defense of Holtzmann, I feel like that was introduced alongside like some newer Mustangs at like the same show when it first came out. So I could at least understand the correlation there. Yeah.
I Googled electric Mustang and there's this thing on Ford.com 2021 Ford copyright symbol Mustang Mach-E.
Is it Ford.org? Is it Ford.edu?
It's not a Mustang.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a fucking Honda Civic. This doesn't look like
If you're trying to buy a Mustang, you're not going to be going for.
You're not cross shopping those two cars.
Yeah. Right.
Although they do say that like the next model of Mustang will have an electric, like an actual Mustang will have an electric variant, which I suppose is the future, right?
Yeah. I'm not against it. I'm okay with getting an electric.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I've never had a V8 before in a car, and I wanted to try one of those out before they don't exist anymore.
That first 1,000 miles.
I mean,
man.
they're like at every gas station. What are you talking about?
The drink.
Yeah.
The tomatoes.
Fryer's not pleased.
I don't even understand the joke.
Vegetable juice? V8 vegetable juice?
You've never had a V8 okay. like the beverage?
I have had that. That's true. I missed it. It was just one over my head. What can I say? Sometimes you catch them. Sometimes just watch them sail over.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't think you even watched that one.
I missed it. I was like looking at my phone in the outfield.
When was the last time you were on, T? I'm trying to think.
Feels like it's like once a year.
Yeah, it's been roughly, like a year, right?
Ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. Time has no meaning.
Yeah, time has been strange.
Was
right?
it? Yeah. Was it still? Does it count if it was still during lockdown, COVID stuff?
I feel like it was either approaching or after some sort of raid event. So
yeah, had you?
Maybe it was with regard to Salvation around that time. I don't know. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has been a hot minute. How's life? How's life in Seattle?
So I live in Seattle now. That's one change since the last time I was definitely on here. Won't say exactly where, not downtown. I unfortunately can't afford that by any means. But I like the area. I just don't like the building that I live in. It's very like, I prefer open floor plans because I like having like visible space that I can see. But here, all the square footage isn't bad. It's just like so chopped up. But because I wanted to move out of Austin and like we had a really good window of like selling the home and moving up here, I kind of like compromised, which I can't always say I regret it because it's just one of those things where I did what I had to do at the time.
Sure.
But I'm hoping that maybe sometime this year might change my living situation again. So we'll see. So besides that,
moving, do you hate it? Like, are you opposed to moving? Like, what are your feelings of the actual moving process?
I think moving is one of the most stressful things like you can do because you're essentially picking up your life and putting it somewhere else. That's not very, at least for me, it's not very fun. But I think it's not as bad for me because I don't have a lot of stuff. Like I just don't. Not that like, oh, I'm not materialistic and I'm above this ethereal plane. I just don't. I don't usually collect things. Like I hate like things in my brain equates to clutter, which it's not really true, but like that's how my brain thinks. There's a limited bandwidth to me knowing all the things that I own. And if I have too many things, I will forget what I currently have. And then like, for example, I'll buy like, oh, I need to get toilet paper because I forgot that I have some. It's like my third heckin' package now in the pantry thing. I just keep forgetting about it.
I feel like that's an
so
okay
I try to
problem.
Not live a minimalistic lifestyle, but not have too many things that I forget what I have, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's actually what I was trying to say earlier about when you get in some new stuff and it gets incorporated into your space. You know what I mean? Like it takes up space and it takes up the energy in your house of new stuff coming in. Holt, you not feeling that?
I'm not feeling that. Fucking my entire fucking lockdown and social distancing and whatnot has just been fucking add to cart. Just add to cart.
I've been doing a little bit of that.
Shop therapy.
Yeah. Like
trying to buy projects, I think, is what is happening. I'm trying to like
keep myself busy.
Stuff to do.
Yeah, I'm like keeping myself busy, so I got into mechanical keyboards to build. But then for some reason, I kept doing it, even though every single thing I bought had a year plus shipping time on it. And so that's just now starting to pay off, which has been fucking great. But yeah,
it's pretty rough.
Like, I built this thing. This is really cool.
He's left the camera.
Holtz is currently collecting something.
It's fine. Yeah, this is a
key.
Yeah, it's like a giant key switch.
Wow. Key switch for giants.
It's a foot macro pad that I built, so like I can plug it in and I can keep it on the ground and like press one of these to like mute and unmute myself in Discord.
But they're
or change scenes in OBS. Yeah, it's been pretty cool.
That's cool.
This was really fun to build, but it was way too much fucking money.
It looks like a really big Lego.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's modeled to look after to be like a keyboard switch. So
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that like it just reminds me of like a giant piece of Lego.
Yeah.
Like you just got shrunk and you saw Lego on the ground. How much was that?
The switch. Each switch is like $15. The PCB was like $20.
What is it running off? Like a Raspberry Pi or something?
A Pro Micro.
Okay.
Yeah, something really similar to Raspberry Pi, but yeah, and then the case was the most expensive part because it's like laser cut stacked acrylic. I think the case was like $80. But yeah, it's a fun little project to make.
If they sold those on Amazon for $30, I'd probably buy one like right now.
They can probably cut that down. Or right, you can pay me and I'll make one for you, but it will not be $30.
Support your local Holtzmann, dude.
Yeah.
Back to T on Seattle stuff. How has Seattle been? Do you like it?
I mean, I haven't explored like the city much at all for obvious reasons.
Sure.
I love the mountains. Boy, that's like, I think every time I've driven. So okay, there's a coffee place like up north called Dutch Bros. It's up in Everett.
I'm definitely familiar with Dutch Bros.
Yeah, pretty common in some areas of the US. And so I occasionally go up there. It's like 20 minutes there and back, whatever. But the benefit every time I do it is there's a couple really tall hills before they dip back down where you get to see just all the mountains if the clouds aren't there. And it's just, I love taking that drive. Cool. And I just, going from Texas where it's absurdly flat and there can be some wildlife and there is some like forests and stuff like that. At least in Austin, Texas, there really wasn't much of anything. Very flat. Because they're rapidly expanding all of the housing there, like anything nearby Austin downtown proper is like pretty much just flat and ready for homes. Mm-hmm. So moving up here where it seems like they've really, I don't want to pretend like, it's completely conserved nature, but it's nice seeing like housing, forest, housing without like them removing what was in between it. And I hope they keep that. I hope they keep the natural beauty of the area. I would be really sad if they got rid of it.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, minus that, like, I mean, I've had some things people love. Like I had what is it? Din Tai Fung is is that it?
Yeah. Din Tai.
I don't dislike it. I just think that I struggle with like the texture and like how much broth and like soupy it is. Which it doesn't taste bad. Yeah? Can I help you? I guess you shut up. All right. My cat was very upset. Yeah. So like I totally see the appeal, but for me, I'm like such a texture eater, and because that's such a new texture for me, I'm having to like adapt to it. But I'm excited to, go there and try new things when I'm there. And so many people in Seattle talk about how much they love it. So, I want the experience too. So yeah, I've been really enjoying Seattle. I'm very happy I moved here. My wallet a little less so, but I don't regret being in this area at all.
Cool. Yeah,
it'd be nice when like kind of restrictions end and we can kind of get back to, because there's so many other people who do what we do up there. It'd be a lot of fun to kind of
hang out in the Pacific
get together.
Northwest.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that.
We need to throw TeaWrex a welcome to Seattle party at Dentai, like we've done with basically everyone that's moved up here so far.
I'm excited. I don't know what that is, but I'll do it.
That's cool, man. Well, there is some spicy stuff going on with the TWAB this week in the Destiny universe that we should discuss and have some opinions about, right?
Mm-hmm. Do we have to have an opinion?
Yes, Briar, you are contractually obligated to have an opinion.
I feel like, Briar, you're going to have an opinion on this, unless you've just like gone completely ambivalent towards everything in life now.
once you go Mustang, you're ambivalent to everything else.
I only speak V8 now. I speak car.
I speak in the first 1,000 miles of a brand new car. Do you want to? Should we go through the TWAB to
I mean, I feel like we ought to just start it right up with the armor synthesis stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's what people are going to want to talk about.
That's basically the TWAB, the main part, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That and like Guardian games is Guardian games, and then the Nightfall weapon changes.
Yep.
So they've revealed kind of their system for earning universal ornaments. It's not something is going to be turned on. You can't just like immediately start using it. You're going to have to kind of go through a process to earn the ability to do it. So first of all, you're going to have to defeat enemies to earn synth strand. Then you could spend a synth strand on bounties to earn synth cord. And then you could convert synth cord at the loom in the tower into synth weave. Then you use the synth weave to convert an unlocked armor appearance, legendary quality or lower, from collections into a universal armor ornament.
Well, that's not complicated.
That's so simple.
It's kind of hard to say. I'm not gonna lie. Synth strand.
Oh my god! When I read this, I was like, "Is this a joke?"
I'm gonna read this verbatim. To start, players will begin earning synth strand when defeating enemies in Destiny 2. After earning 150 synth strand, players may visit Ada 1 in the tower to acquire class-specific bounties, which will reward synth cord.
Mm-hmm.
When developing this, I'm not going to read that part. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, you basically. It sounds like you're just going to pick this stuff up when you kill enemies, right? And then once you have 150 of them, you can go to Ada and turn in 150 for synth cord.
So
to get the bounty
for bounties. Sorry, to get a bounty. Then you can complete that bounty, and then you'll get synth cord, which you'll then bring to the loom.
The loop,
and convert the cord into a weave, and then use the weave to get the universal to unlock ornament. A piece of armor as a universal armor ornament.
Yes. How do you feel about that, Holtz?
It's a lot of steps. It feels like you could, I don't know. If you're first off, defeat enemies to earn synth strand. If this is like you're not gonna have to like have something on to get this, or if it's just a new material that's going to be earned. That is going to quickly probably turn into just like a whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you're just going to have enough synth strand to be able to buy bounties, unless you can only hold 150 synth strand at a time, in which case it's going to be really fucking annoying.
I bet that's the case.
Yeah, because the synth strand on the bounties to earn synth cord. They said way down below what all the bounties will actually require you to do. If you pick the wrong bounty, some of the synth strands will be refunded if you choose to abandon it, but not the full amount. So think carefully before abandoning. That kind of makes me think that synth strand might not be dropping like every single kill. Synth strand might be a little bit rare. Also, the bounties might actually take a while to do. It's not just gonna be like, go run 2 strikes or something like that. It's going to be probably more along the lines of like the ones for unlocking stasis stuff, because like those bounties did take quite a while, and I've yet to actually unlock any stasis stuff because fuck doing any of those.
Well, you can only unlock 10 of these per season, right? So it looks like they want it to take you a while to unlock these things.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that coin is that you can just buy them from Test Reverse.
Oh, problem solved.
Look, I spent all my money on a car. I can't afford no synth strand.
You're out here buying Mustangs,
grind this out the old-fashioned way.
It's 1,000 silver for 5 pieces for basically a full armor set.
So $10.
Mm-hmm.
$10
about yeah.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like the whole system. It doesn't sound like a system I'm going to interact with that much, because I don't really care about cosmetics all that much. I like when I earn something really cool, I'll wear it because it's a symbol of something I've done and I've earned. But like the cosmetic stuff, it's never appealed to me all that much. I know other people are going to be really into this, and that's great. But the whole system seems like it's kind of pointing you, saying, "Look, you can do this the hard way, or you can just give us $10 and do it the easy way."
Yeah,
I wonder how many bounties we're going to be able to like have, and also how many of the synth cord is going to take to make a synth weave, and a synth weave to make the armor ornament.
I think the cord to weave is 1-to-1. You just have to do the bounty, which then turns into a weave, which you then redeem for a piece of armor.
That's the way it sounds like, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, hey, you have to go get more now. To be
able the first one is 1, and the second one takes 2, and the third one takes 4.
I hope not.
That would be bad. Yeah, it's weird because, like, I get it that they want a system in place where you can't just like suddenly transmog everything. They want you to work at it because it's busy work. It's something to do while you play the game. So I understand that perspective of it, but capping it at only 10 per class per season, like let's say you only play Hunter for some strange reason, right?
Oh, I do that.
Wow, this is so weird, right? Let's say you only play Hunter, and that means that you're only going to be able to unlock 2 full sets per season for your Hunter. And they usually introduce at least 1 or 2 sets per season, new ones, you know? So if this is something that you're trying to do, you're trying to actually unlock everything because it's, you know, it's something to do in the game. You're a completionist. You want to unlock all the armor sets. Like, you're not going to be able to do that unless you actually pay money.
There's also a ton of armor sets, and like, let's be real, a lot of those armor sets do have a lot of crossover.
True.
Like, I mean, that does whittle it down like a small amount, but it's not like a huge degree. So I really don't think people will be trying to unlock every single piece of armor. But at the same time, like it does suck to have this. Like 10 is just it feels like such a low number, and then when you
that's like 2 complete outfits, right?
Two complete armor sets. Yeah. So like
5
that's
pieces total. Well, the first season you're going to get 20, but like there on out it'll be 10. So they're going to double it next season for you, for it to start out with. I guess it's like Transmog. It's like a shader system, you know, in my opinion anyways. It's like a shader system where it's like you're used to just equipping shaders and trying out different looks. And then they introduced this. So instead of being like, oh, I'm going to be silly for this match or crucible or this raid, I'm going to equip the most whack crap ever, you know, and go super ugly. You're not going to be able to do that because you're going to have to go through this like weave process to unlock the things to have fun with the transmog system. So instead you got to be super precious about it for a while anyways, until you've unlocked a bunch or pay a bunch of money. You know? Yeah.
From reading this, it sounds really similar to kind of how I engage with the mod system, which is I don't make builds for any armor because my overall play time is like rather low, so I miss out on getting a lot of the mods, and then I just don't have the raw materials to invest a lot of the into like my armor sets to be able to make them like buildable. So this kind of feels like it's the same way for me, where it's like I would like to engage with this, but it feels like it's going to be a pretty long grind, or just the having to continually upkeep with it is something I'm going to drop very early on.
How do you feel, T?
So my first feeling, no matter what, is that it is good that we are getting it in the first place. Like,
yeah, definitely.
It is additional stuff because like it's hard. It's very easy to fall down the whole. It's not perfect, therefore we shouldn't have it. Because like this and being implemented, the game doesn't harm the game as a whole. It is not removing things and taking something's place. So that's one thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a really amazing system. So first off, yeah, the cap. I don't particularly understand it. So let's think about it this way. A new season typically has, so you have your armor inside of the season pass, which is not ornaments. Then you have the ornaments. And there's probably something in like the new activity potentially as well. So probably like 2, maybe 3 armor sets every season. Which means if you get 10 a season and you kind of want to use the new stuff, you're gonna run out of stuff pretty quickly if you want to use the new things.
Yeah.
And that's a bit rough. On top of that, like, so let's say I'm a raider and I want to always wear the raid stuff. it will take me a long time to just transmog all of the raid gear that I want. And that's being, even like if I was choosy with like the raid gear, it would take me a while to get everything done. So I feel like I don't like the cap. I would even go as far as to say I don't like the system requiring busy work at all. I would much rather have it be something where it's a material dump, if they want that to be a thing, if they want to balance out the in-game economy of things like legendary shards, to enhance the prisms, stuff like that, to provide dual use. That would be cool. My assumption there is that they probably are afraid of that because they don't want to have players who might be scant on those materials to never touch transmog. And that is probably something they're trying to avoid. But the thing that sticks to me most is I think that Destiny is a game where a lot of people, I think, actually do use fashion as a main component of what they care about. Kind of like Final Fantasy 14 does, where fashion and freedom of expression for how you look, whether it's silly, whether it's super serious, maybe you're matching with a bunch of friends, it's important to them. And I find it weird if that's a core concept of the game to develop this system and then not have it be easily acceptable or easily accessible for lots and lots of people without upfront cash. So my best guess as to why this is the way it is, I think it's the conflict of producing something that is designed to be fun and produce happiness for people, because it's a game, right? Conflicting with the fact that they're also a business. And that goes for like anything. And it's just kind of the unfortunate world we live in where Bungie still has to make money. It's just my feelings just feel bad knowing that this is kind of maybe the sacrifice we're going to have for that. So like I said, I'm happy we're getting it, period. Because I think the new system for like adding shaders and stuff like that, it looks good. I like that UI. I think it's going to be cool to be able to change some things. But I think the people who are going to be hurt the most by this are the people who maybe, one, are behind and don't have a lot of universal ornaments in the first place because they're the newer to the game. And then two, people who genuinely want to wear whatever they want at all times. And they had this idea that this system would finally allow me to do that.
Yeah. That was how I thought it was going to be. Yeah, go for it.
And then one more thing, because I know people are in chat are going to be like, well, Bungie, Bungie doesn't make money. I'm not going to argue whether Bungie makes enough or too little. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm telling you is they are a business, unless you or I know what their bottom line is. We don't know what their overhead cost is. I don't want to pretend like they're all millionaires, because they're not. I know some of them personally, and they are not millionaires. So, I'm not trying to pretend like they don't make money, but also just keep in mind that none of us know precisely how much it costs to create Destiny.
Yeah.
So,
plus this whole system is new. They had to do a bunch of revamping to introduce Transmog, and technically they got to pay for that somehow. So this is that. This is the answer to them. Well, if you want this, they're gonna have to pay for it somehow. And yeah, we're seeing that. It is really unfortunate because, like I said, you want to dick around and just wear some stupid stuff in a raid for one session. You're not going to be able to do that with this. Like, that's out of the question. You could do a shader. You can wear ugly shaders or keep some armor that isn't good for those situations like that. But I think fun transmog systems are where you can just be silly really quick and not have these requirements behind it. It's disappointing, I think it is anyways.
In my perfect world, it'd be something that you just have access to at all times, that once it hits your collections, it's an ornament.
Yeah, like shaders.
Yeah. But it's not, I'm just trying to be understanding while voicing my dissenting critique over some of the systems it has.
Totally. Yeah. I don't really mind the grind either. I do think the system is convoluted for having to do all these three synth this, synth that, synth weave. Like, that is super confusing and needless to have that kind of thing in there just to unlock universal ornaments. But I don't necessarily mind that part of it. If it does take, like, say, a week to grind out one of those, that's a bit silly, But the fact that it's capped is strange, and the fact that it's like $10 to unlock universal ornaments. It's not like it's $10 for a set. It's 10 or an armor set. It's $10 just to unlock an armor set that you already own as universal ornaments. Like
for extra perspective too, a full universal armor or ornament armor set is, I think, 1,500 silver typically. So if you want to go right now and buy the Guardian Games stuff, it's like 6,000 bright dust or 1,500 silver.
Yep. So I guess that's my other like concern is like, wow, it's pretty expensive just for the material to do the unlocks for the stuff.
That's how cosmetics are in games, though. They're expensive. They're always expensive.
Mm-hmm. But this isn't even really the cosmetic. This is the material to turn something into a cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
True enough.
That's what I think. That's super strange.
If they aren't making money, why make the game free to play? A lot of reasons. Business is complicated is the short answer. Because, like, for example, you can do things like have a low level of entry to get more users inside of your system to then generate income. Or you have, for example, systems like, because I already mentioned Final Fantasy 14 once, they have like a free-to-play trial up until like the end of the first expansion, which is pretty nuts for a free trial. But it's to get you into the game to then spend future money.
Yeah.
So, like, it stinks being on the losing end of a business, decision. But I feel like, unfortunately, that's what happens to the Destiny players a lot.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this system is I feel like a lot of activities and systems in the game will kind of they're kind of geared towards the players that will play them the most almost.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, if you are a type of player that really likes engaging with art, likes the fashion side of Destiny, if you will, you're the type of player that's going to be kind of punished the most by this.
Yeah, it's most punitive to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
really expensive.
I mean, yeah, it would be very, very expensive, which really sucks. But God, yeah, I don't know. I hope that they can like raise the minimum amount every season, or raise that amount every season.
Yeah, I'll let you grind it.
I hope that I see this being a thing where players will have like a spreadsheet of what armor am I going to unlock whenever I get my armor unlock slots.
Yeah.
I know
it'd be nice if there was some kind of a system to group your armor together too, to make like a loadout, so that once you spend all this money to make this armor special, you could kind of group it, like in the example where they have like a full set of raid armor. It'd be nice if somehow you could group it together, so it always stayed in the same place. If you moved it to your character or moved it back to the vault, it would stay together and like be highlighted. Or if you equipped one piece, it would just equip the whole thing, because you're clearly making like a outfit here.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if it was somehow tied together.
Yeah,
you could
the
tie
system,
it together.
The actual changes, the interface and all that to for like the shaders and stuff, like that looks interesting. I'm going to reserve judgment on that until I actually play it and see if it feels good, because I think anything's better than what we have right now for the shaders.
Yeah,
having it all on one page is going to be really nice. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's interesting. I was super excited about the concept of Transmog, and seeing the stuff definitely felt like a bit of a letdown for where they're taking it. I understand though, they got to make money. So there's that. And just like I said, the people who spend the most time in the game are going to get affected the most by this. The people who are actually going to grind out all 10 synth weaves every season religiously,
Well, once they grind them out and they still have stuff that they want to get done, and they realize that they got to wait another 3 to 4 months to get any more out of it, then it's like it's just going to sit there. Like the Eververse is just going to sit there waiting for their money.
Yeah, come spend silver.
It's weird. I don't personally feel like the cap is going to push people to be spending more money. At least that's how I feel. Like the cap,
the cap is in place to force you to spend more money.
So once again, I understand what you're saying. I don't believe that's the effect that's going to happen. Is what I'm saying. Is I think that the cap is going to push players away from the system entirely. And more than likely, or even the convoluted system, I think, like I said, you could make an argument saying that by making it complicated, by adding the cap, more players might spend silver, And maybe they did data analysis on this. Maybe they think that that's not the case and that people will spend money on it. But to me, like I said, I don't foresee myself ever buying a single thing about that.
You could have the whole community hate it, but if you've got enough whales that are willing to put a ton of money into it, then it's going to be a success.
I think that's not a fair argument for how Destiny's built, though. Like, I get that makes sense for gacha games and like there's pity systems and stuff like that built in place, but this is like a 1-to-1 purchase, right? And I think the term whale, when you think about a game like Destiny, doesn't make, to me, a lot of sense. Because like you might be able to spend buying everything for silver, never spending Bright Dust, like probably like $100-something every few months. But in reality, like when we think about whales for a mobile game, they're doing like thousands.
That's true. That's very true.
They are doing a lot. And I'm not saying those players don't exist who don't buy everything. But I think that the concept of whaling in a game like Destiny versus a gacha game, I think that those two players are very different. I think. I could be wrong, but I think we're talking
there's like
about
a spending cap built into Destiny is what you're saying.
Because there's only
like
so much money you can physically spend inside of it.
Yeah. Only so many things you can collect from the Eververse store.
Yeah, exactly. And, if they only release $100 every 3 months, with maybe one event in there, yeah, that is a significant chunk of change, but it's by no means like, what Genshin Impact makes off every time there's a new character, where it's some people spent like literally $1,000 or like $800 to get one character, and they might do it again in the next release too.
Holtz, you want to comment on this?
There's only 100.
No one's comparing to a gacha game, though. The term whaling, as far as I understand it, typically has come from gacha games. So using the term whaling, I think that it is not as proper to use in this sense, because typically, once again, you're referring to someone who is spending what I would argue far more than $100 every 3 months.
Right.
In my personal opinion. Like FIFA, Ultimate Team. Ultimate Team probably has hella whales,
Yeah.
I guess the perspective is they don't need a lot of people, but they just need a little portion to engage with it to make it profitable. That's what you're saying, Briar. They just need enough.
How many sets? Yeah. I don't know. I think T makes a good point here. He might have changed my mind on that. How many sets of armor? Like, would you guys actually want to, like, if you just had access to, as many of these tokens for a limited time as
sure, like an uncapped
how many sets?
Amount?
Yeah, how many sets do you think you'd actually use it on?
Not many. There's maybe 5 total, like like for 100 cloaks, there's only like 2 that are good, so that's just out of the way, But yeah, I don't see myself getting a lot of armor sets done with this system. Mm-hmm. Not because of the cap, but just because there's not a lot of sets that I'm really attached to want to engage with the system on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when you're being serious to make like a look, that's your look for like a season or a DLC or a year or something like that, there's not going to be a lot, obviously. I guess from my perspective on it, I've always had fun of when I can actually just like swap things out real quick to try something to make a look, and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't, but that isn't going to be there, that option,
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I probably won't engage with this too often, but if I really wanted to like kind of customize the look of my Guardian, I don't know how many sets I'd actually make. Like, and then translate that to, buying each set would cost me about $10. I don't know. I think they wouldn't make that much money. Kind of going back to T's point, where this isn't really applicable to the whale model. Like, I don't know how much money I'd actually spend on that.
What you got to keep in mind, though, is when they do introduce new sets of gear and they end up being dope, or like the raid gear.
Yeah.
Suddenly, like if there's at least one raid a year, well, that's 5. And let's say out of each season, or maybe out of all the seasons, there's like 1 or 2 sets out of those. So you're technically, like, you do have a lot more left over to spend it on, but like you are taking up those synth weaves. Mm-hmm.
Do you think this could motivate them to actually make more sets of armor?
I mean, I don't think this is doing that, but I mean, they mentioned they've been hiring more people. So I think I would expect having potentially more armor in the future, but I wouldn't expect this to be the reason why. I think this needed manpower. Oh, and just to be clear, because I know I don't want people being upset with me. I'm not trying to defend people not wanting to spend money or, you know, whatever. Or I'm not trying to attack those people. Sorry. But it's just like, I'm trying to see the system for what it is and how it was probably built from the ground up and what its purpose is. And I don't think it was built with malicious intent. I just think that more than likely what happened is there's probably a data analyst and like a marketing person and maybe a couple other people who crunched a lot of numbers and figured out this cap probably will make a lot of people happy, quote unquote. There will still be people who are going to spend money on this thing, and maybe they're pushed that way because of the cap. But more than likely, it's probably just an analytics thing where how can we make the most amount of money while trying to make maybe the most amount of people happy? Mm-hmm. Like, which once again, when you deal with that, I don't know how there's anyone who wins.
Yeah,
you know, really.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it'd be sick if like games were just free and like you could make them and still get paid well.
Just manifest them from the ethers.
Yeah.
This is kind of the hangnail on the kind of the live games, right? It's like if you're gonna have a live game, you have to find a way to support it, and a lot of times that seems to be going toward microtransactions. At least it doesn't seem to be going through loot boxes as much.
Yeah,
which was really harsh.
We have come a very long way from what D2 was at base, where it was like, here's your armor. Now here's all the other cool shit.
Well, what's the term? Is it Skinner box? Is that the term?
Yeah.
I'm actually asking. I'm trying to make sure you use that term properly.
Sorry, I remember a very long time ago when I used that term, and then your brother just fucking chided me really hard for it back in D1.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, Skinner box is like you pull the lever and then you keep pulling it until good thing happens.
Yeah. That is definitely how D2 vanilla was.
Yeah.
D1, I think probably maybe towards the end because they really upped the ante on like MTX, come like Rise of Iron and stuff like that. And then but D2 vanilla, yeah, that was very much what I felt like it was designed as.
Yeah, I mean, look at Guardian games and how much microtransaction type of stuff is in there, or cosmetic stuff.
One thing I want to mention that I've actually come to realize is that this season specifically, so we got the challenges, right? So we got the ability to, while you're playing, you can unlock Bright Dust and other stuff for the season via the challenges system, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have way more Bright Dust than I've had in a very long time. And I actually bought my Guardian Games armor with that Bright Dust, and I don't plan on spending any more. I guess with all the changes they've made, I've just become a lot more choosy on when I spend my either real money on for silver, if at all, and then also what I spend my Bright Dust on. I definitely think to myself, do I really want this? Yes, no. Because I think for a lot of people, and I can't speak for chat or y'all, honestly, but with how many changes we've received over how we get these cosmetics and how it shifted every time. Because like when D2 launched, I mentioned it was a Skinner box, but in reality, you could play enough, get enough of those bright engrams, and more or less own everything and have a lot of Bright Dust, and you were golden. Just by playing the game, you were more than likely to get everything. And then there came a point, I want to say it's when they removed the engrams entirely and added the prismatic matrix for the first time. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you really couldn't buy everything with Bright Dust anymore with what you were earning at the time. And I think that gave like a sticker shock feeling to a lot of people. And I think that we are still dealing with that, where we have the expectations of we used to get all of this stuff for free, and now we don't. So I wonder what it would be like if like Activision had never touched Destiny, because I think the reason we got a lot of stuff for free is because they were getting funding elsewhere. That's my personal opinion. But I have no idea. But I think that because of that, we're always going to feel a little bad because it's in the back of your brain. You were like, You know, way back when, I used to not have to spend a dang dime on any of this shit. I could just go and get it.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like when the season pass model kind of came to fruition, and suddenly it was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to collect the majority of these cosmetics because it's going to actually cost me money if I want to. That was a major turnoff for me. I think it was a major turnoff for a lot of people who were completionists in the game. Suddenly, the idea of being a completionist is going to cost you a lot of money in this, as opposed to hours spent in the game. Yeah.
When that happened, I definitely like shifted to being, I don't know, slowly over time, these changes have made me go like, okay, what do I really enjoy in the game?
Correct.
And it's not do everything. It used to be do everything because I could. And now it's, okay, I'm just going to make sure whatever I do spend my time on, it's going to be like, I'm going to actually enjoy it. So yeah, with this system, I'm just going to get the armor that I like. And then maybe stockpile it. Yeah, but I am definitely not one of the highly engaged players that is very angry. You can use angry.
I've seen it.
How can you be angry at this?
Like
the writing's been on the wall for, since, I mean, we got armor glows in Destiny 1. Like this has been a slow walk toward
pay to transmog was coming.
This isn't a big fucking surprise.
I'll be honest. I didn't think pay to transmog was going to be a thing. I always knew that you'd have to pay for additional armor sets or cosmetics and stuff like that. But the actual act of turning something into a transmog, I was surprised about that actually. And then when I saw hints of that, like what was it, a few months ago that they started talking about the process, I was like,
yeah, I was very surprised with how many steps are actually involved just to get to the point where it's like, and now you can turn that thing into the universal armor.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a sweet animation when you dunk it into the loom.
Oh my God, it's going to be so fat. I love it. Animation is going to be thick.
Gonna make YouTube videos just on that animation over and over and over.
I don't know. We always talk about how Destiny is changing all the time, and it's just another kind of way it's changing.
Yeah.
I feel
you
like
get something that you've been asking for a long time, but it's going to cost you.
Monkey's paw closes. Like I said, I there's no way to ever know. But if I had a machine that could spit out an answer to any question I asked it, I would love to know player opinion if Bungie approached MTX the same way throughout its entire life cycle. Because the thing is that when it first came out, I feel like, and even like D2 vanilla somewhat, its MTX was very different than other games because, like I said, you could get everything that you wanted. And a lot of other games when it came to MTX and cosmetics weren't really that way. I mean, look at even Fortnite back then. You weren't earning shit. I wonder if a lot of the frustration comes from the friction of how things were versus how things are, Don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of, that's not just with this issue. It's with PvPs, like how we wanted, how things looked like they were going to go at the end of Destiny 1 and how they went in Destiny 2, really disenfranchised the PvP community. There's so many different ways that like you might have started playing Destiny for this reason, and that reason is not a priority for Bungie anymore. They're really focused on this, and you feel like, all right, well, they're not making this game for me anymore. There's so many huge changes that this game has gone through.
Yeah. Number one way you want to get your voice heard, or I guess there's two ways. One is, let them know via forums or when they ask, tell them. And then two, speak with your wallet, man. Like, that's it. Those are your two avenues. If
you could send a letter.
Strongly
I don't know if
a stamp
it would get read. I'm gonna be honest.
You could.
Who do you send it? Who?
This guy means
send a letter to Bungie.
He put it down on paper.
Troy's name on it. Who reads that mail? Like, what?
Look at
you could always
it's pristine.
You could always write a post-it note and stick it on like the column outside the main doorway to Bungie. That happened a few times while I was there, and I just go on my lunch break, and there's like a "Don't nerf this weapon." I'm like, I'm going on lunch break, dude. What the
That's
fuck?
legit hilarious.
That's actually, that's amazing. Wow. Yeah, dear Mr. Bungie, please don't nerf my stuff.
Yeah. All right, let's change the topic. Let's talk about.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
Shaders.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Shaders.
Yeah,
They raised the
shaders
price.
are the other. That's the other big thing here.
Yes.
Shaders are being changed from 40 bright dust for one to 300 to unlock the shader, and then after that, it's part of the. Okay, this is one where I don't understand please, someone else shed some light on this. I don't understand why people are upset about this.
So
I think
before
money.
It was 40 to unlock it as well, because then you could just print them out in your collection book. So now they've raised
I thought it would still cost bright dust to print it out.
No, they changed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's free.
Yeah, it was free.
Okay.
So they basically upped the price from 40 to 300, which is a considerable up charge, I guess, for a shader. But this is actually one of those things I don't mind at all. I'm like, okay, so the shader went from 40 to 300. 40 was already super low for what things cost in the game, and the system is getting revamped. So I know a lot of people are upset about that, but it's basically the same thing. So it's just got a significant price increase.
It's a significant price increase. And what shaders are people buying that aren't like part of the normal season package thing? Because it feels like everything is earnable. Like I don't know. I feel like I got everything.
I don't think all the shaders are earnable, right?
This is the counter argument I would give.
Okay.
I don't believe that this impacts players who have been playing for a very long time too much, because you're unlocking a permanent thing that is you if you like the one that you like, you're going to use it all the time. So 40 to 300 is kind of a steal for something you might use literally for years and years and years. The thing that hurts the most is, and this was pointed out to me today, I didn't think about this, new players get really boned by this because they don't have any of them.
Right.
That's what I think is a big shame. Is that new players are going to get pretty spanked on buying them. I believe there are, I think when we checked earlier, over the course of the season, there'll be 12 offerings of shaders in Eververse. I think 4 of them are new and then 8 are old ones. So that's a total of, in the new system, 3,600 bright dust, which would be the equivalent of like, what, a legendary emote or exotic emote, whatever it is. So, yeah. That's how I feel about it. It doesn't impact me specifically, but I can totally understand how it sucks for new players.
Bright dust broke, essentially.
Yeah.
They should give them like
the bright dust broke, and they don't have any of the shaders that are cool, right? Like,
yeah, they should give them like a 10 shader coupon to like redeem, free of charge until you've like got all 10 that you've spent, and then you have to start spending bright dust.
It's like the 7 letters you get for free from Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Get 7 for free.
These are the most popular ones. We're just gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I do wish it would stay at 40 though. I like that 40 number.
Yeah?
It makes me happy. Yeah.
I felt like it was so few and far between when you actually get new shaders,
Like I said, I think there's 4 if you've been buying them and you have all the ones they've been offering in for Bright Dust. There's only 4 new this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. All of this stuff is a huge turnoff for me. I much prefer a game that I pay up front for, and then everything in the game is, earnable. Or
you are playing the wrong video game, my friend. I got some bad news. Real bad news.
Well, to be fair, Briar, don't you just like kind of play the game, and then once you feel like you're done, you fuck off to something else?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's a very healthy way of playing.
It's a very healthy way of playing this game. It's like, oh, they did a new thing, and I'm interested in doing the thing. Can I actually play the thing? Okay, then I'll go play the thing. That's the one qualifier that I'm not really liking, because I've been wanting to do Grandmaster Nightfalls, but there's this light requirement that I have to hit that I can't unless I'm like playing 3 characters and then clearing all powerfuls every single week. And I play 1 character and I play till I'm done. I have the skill level, got all the fucking mods to do it. I haven't reached the...
It's getting fixed.
Yeah.
That's a really strong argument for changing how that system works for GMs, because I completely agree with you that like it I understand it doesn't affect me, but I feel like there are a lot of people like you who want to do GMs who just can't because they haven't invested enough time into this system that's pretty much only rewarding time invested, and you have to hit like a minimum amount of time invested. And even then, well, I got boots 18 times this week, so I guess I'm just gonna go fuck myself. You know, just
exactly. This is my struggle.
Yeah, Briar, is that your struggle? Is that what you're actually going to say? It's like, oh yeah, that's actually what happened.
Boots, man.
Yeah, I'm curious
like to see GM clear rate this season and then GM clear rate next season. Yes. I hope we see a lot. I hope we see that number get really bumped up.
Yeah.
What season rate do you need to hit plus 15? Like it's less than 200 because 200 is 20. So it's probably like 130.
I'm not even at pinnacle cap right now naturally. So I'm at like a 12, whatever it is, plus 3, or whatever base is plus 3. That's where I'm at.
Base plus 3.
Hey, can I help you, sir?
Yeah, Cat? I think the leveling system we've talked about a lot on the podcast, but like the leveling system as it is right now has been stale for a long time. It's just an arbitrary number that goes up during seasons and DLCs, and obviously they're changing stuff, but yeah, it doesn't feel like Destiny really needs that level system as it is right now. The numbers are practically the same. The damage is the same, you know?
The loop to get there is the same, right? It's like go into Crucible, do these bounties, go into the strike playlist, do this, go into Gambit, do this, rinse and repeat on 3 characters, start over next week. Which at first, when they first released that system, was kind of great because it really incentivized you to interact with all different game modes, and it was pretty interesting. But over the course of 2 years, I think sometimes you just need change for change's sake to freshen things up. You know,
this is some deja vu, but I feel like almost every time I've come on this podcast and talked about this game, we have brought this up, and I'm gonna say what I said almost every single time. I think coming up next, so this might be something I've said numerous times. In order for at least me to get the game that I want Destiny to be, I think the only way that's going to happen is if they switch to a subscription-based model to where they can have enough money to do really huge mass hiring and like double, triple studio size to then crank out, like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, whatever, insert your favorite MMO, here's level of content into what Destiny currently is. But that's the only way I see us getting like this problem fixed, because I think what it comes down to is that in a traditional MMO, you usually get your gear up by doing the new stuff. You might have like a daily roulette or something to encourage you to help out older players who are newer, do old content, and that might give you a currency to use. But it's a lot of like, oh hey, we got to go farm this new this new boss to get these new items to then progress to this other boss that came out, and then you keep going that way. But in Destiny, it's like, oh, got to do it for Inspire again. Oh, I keep getting it. Oh, Corrupt Strike, gonna go ahead and re-queue. Like that's just how Destiny is. And that's the only way I see it being fixed, is just a massive injection of a lot of new stuff often. Otherwise, leveling, I don't think you can fix it.
Let me ask you. I mean,
it's always going to feel like a chore.
They've already got like 1,000 people or so working on the game, maybe more.
How many more do they need? Great question, Tefty.
Yeah.
How about let's look at Genshin Impact and the rate they've been able to release content at a steady pace, where a new event is coming out every single week. Since it has released, with major patches every 6 weeks.
Go on.
Do you want to know how many people are currently at MiHoYo?
Yes.
2,400.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting.
All we need is a government-run Bungie that can force people to work for them.
China needs to step into Bungie. Assemble an army of developers.
Why can't game development just be cheap and also not complicated?
Like, why can't it take no time? Just go from idea to completed release in one evening.
Why do servers cost money? Like, honestly, come on.
There's so many of them.
Why does electricity cost money?
Like, dude, CDN fees make me want to cry. Oh, my Lord.
That's it. That's really interesting, Holtz. I didn't know that. I honestly did not realize that Genshin Impact was so big. Have they had a large developer base for like a long time,
I
or
believe they grew it pretty big when
Honkai Impact came out, right?
started. When
I thought they grew it with Honkai and then switched over to the Genshin stuff.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but I know Genshin did involve a lot of hiring, but they're using a lot of they're reusing a lot of stuff from Honkai to Genshin, so
makes sense.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
To make the Destiny that we want.
Like one thing that I would absolutely, oh my gosh, just because I think it would put a lot of discussions to bed. I really would love it if Bungie came out one day and was like, hey, here's what our actual P&L is for the entire studio, and talk about things like how much it costs to buy the servers, to run the servers. Oh, but it's peer-to-peer matchment. Not even gonna talk about that. Just the amount of cost to run everything.
Yeah.
And because I think that would be enlightening to either, like I said, for me, would that shut me up saying, no, they have the money, they need to fucking hire people? Or would that be eye-opening to people who are the opposite side, saying like, oh shit, this game's expensive. I don't know how they can do what we're asking for without, more staff.
Yeah.
But they'll never do it. But I would love that. Communication, the thing is I don't believe many or any companies do that, nor are we owed that information. It just helps clears things up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
Bungie's not public, right? They don't have to.
No.
They're not publicly traded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't have to have investor calls or anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah, we do talk about the subscription model every now and then with Destiny, and it always kind of seems to be like if it was like $5, $6, or $10 per month, then maybe. But if it was like a serious subscription type of thing, and like we're already getting a lot of content technically in comparison to what we've had in the past. Like think about the drought that we had after the Taken King versus what we're getting nowadays with Destiny. It's just, I think what people really want is those big DLCs. Often.
Yeah. I agree. That's what I want. But like, I also realize that I'm asking for quite literally a fuck ton. that's a
three Bungies working in tandem.
I mean, heck, just be Call of Duty.
Yeah,
have three
studios.
Yeah,
run by an absolute that's named Bobby Kotick. Sorry, I really hate him.
That's what they were doing with Call of Duty, right? Is they had 3 studios working on Call of Duty, so they could release a new one every year.
I think they still operate that way.
Are they still doing that way? It looked like that's what they were going to do with Bungie when they had what's her name's doing? Goddamn, it was Vicarious Visions, right?
Vicarious Visions and
High Moon Studios.
High Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had people crap on that content a lot. Well, except for the Mars. Mars was pretty well received, but like it was at least content that was being brought out every 3, 4, 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Should we talk about Guardian games?
I don't know. I'm kind of exhausted.
Should we call it?
Say we just wrap this up.
So, Guardian games. Surprise, surprise. Hunters are on top right now.
Weird.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all.
I'm surprised. I'm deeply surprised.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Not even remotely. What I'm
have
concerned.
You guys been playing it? What do you think?
Just a smidge.
I mean, I've been playing it. I think it's an improvement over last year, sincerely. Like,
yeah,
it still is very like kind of bounty driven, but I feel like it's easier to passively be a part of it by just playing and earning bronze medals just by playing.
Mm-hmm.
The laurels are decently easy to get. Versus like last time, it was go get all of these really specifically strange bounties, do a backflip with a scout rifle and hit 3 Cabal in the head before you hit the ground, and maybe it'll complete.
Yeah.
But now it's very straightforward what you need to do. It's very straightforward what you get out of it. So I think they streamlined it. It still doesn't make me want to spend every single day to log in and do it. So
how long was I the only one confused on how to get started? Like I walked up to what's her name, like who's standing right in the front of the tower, and then I was like, and she's like, nope. Oh, there's so many quests though. There's so many.
You just put you on your directory, you just hold the button and it tells you where to go.
So many.
Okay, here's my question. Here's my question, because I was at Bungie last year when Guardian Games was going on, and so I just didn't have the willpower to playing and testing the game and then come home and play the game and grind fucking bounties all day.
Agreed.
Makes
So
100% sense.
how long does it take to get Heir Apparent? Because I didn't get it last year.
I heard it's very quick.
Okay, cool. Oh, thank God.
I heard. I want to make that clear.
I am taking your word on it.
Could have lied to me, so I just don't want. I don't want Holtzmann coming to my house with a freaking knife, being like, "It shouldn't be easy."
Excuse me. I'm going to come with a aluminum case keyboard and then club you to death with that, because
what kind of keys are on that? Are they going to
these are Cherry MX Black Silence. Oh, are you talking about the key
Oh
cap?
Man, that's like a ninja.
Club to death with Cherry MX.
Caps.
You'll never hear them coming, T.
Yeah, I'm dead. See you later.
These are this is a Cam Wraith. It's a very interesting set. It's a uniform where it's completely flat across instead of having like kind of a sculpted pattern to it.
No concave thing.
Really like this set.
All right, chat is agreeing with me. You don't have to murder me.
Is this how you guys feel when I talk about arcade sticks on SideQuest?
I mean, I like hearing Holtzmann talk about the keyboard stuff.
I do too. I was making fun.
Where's
I like hearing people be excited about their hobbies because it makes me happy.
I just like building them, but the problem is like every one that you build is going to cost money, and so it's like fuck, I only have so much of that. So if anyone wants me to build them one and they want to give me money to build it, because what I enjoy is the building process, let me know, and reach out to me on Twitter and we'll talk.
Already side hustle.
Got one probably happy customer if Canadian Post ever actually gets that package.
Stuff getting lost in the mail.
To drive us back on track for Guardian games.
Guardian games.
So a big difference as well is that this year there's the All-Star Podium, which is going to be a new thing. Whereby doing the two platinum contender cards they have is for Nightfall and for Trials, which costs 200 laurels. The Nightfall one, if you kill enough enemies and don't die in like the most basic Nightfall, which this week is Inside Terminus, you will complete that in one Nightfall, and that's a platinum medal. The thing I don't know is it seems like I don't know if you just need to do it one time to earn the All-Star status, or if you need to do a minimum amount, or I don't know. They haven't been super upfront about how much it costs. But I mean, I've done enough. Like, I almost have all the triumphs completed. I'm waiting for the Gambit to be the focus, and I think that I'll be done with everything that's available for the triumph page. I do like the armor versus last year, personally, at least for Warlock.
Yeah,
I get a saber and a whip. Thumbs up.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the earnable armor, right?
No,
you gotta buy it.
There is no earnable armor this season. There's just a class item which changes based on your standings. It's just one toes. There you go, chat.
The criticism I've seen is that it's the same stuff, which is par for the course for Destiny. Go do strikes. It's the
same stuff, different flavor.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you're the type of person that is logging in every day and grinding still, then it's no problem because you're already playing the same stuff. You don't mind it. But it's like it's not going to bring people back, at least in substantial numbers, for Guardian games for what they're offering. Because it is basically bounties doing the same stuff, the same grind. If you got done leveling up your character, then you're going to do the exact same loop of stuff to play Guardian games with these bounties, Yeah. So
that's just kind of the game in a nutshell, though, is that I enjoy playing it when there's new stuff, and then the moment I'm not enjoying, I just play something else.
Yeah.
Which, once again, deja vu. I feel like I said that last time I was on the show. I think that a lot of people struggle with putting the game down for whatever their reasoning is, because I think it varies from person to person.
That's because they spent $200 at Eververse. They feel like
they bought a Mustang inside of the game. So
a Mustang Sparrow, sign me up. Get that Ford
amount of money as a real Mustang, so it's right up your alley.
Oh, never mind. I spent all my Mustang funds.
You cashed out on an IRL Mustang. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would agree with what Watts put in chat too, though, Teft, is that these events are not designed to bring players back.
True.
I think the thing that is going to bring players back is completely brand new stuff once a year when the expansion comes out.
Yeah.
I think that there's probably some uptick when new seasons come out comparatively, but I feel like it's probably the same people every time until the big expansion comes out.
So who do you think is going to win?
Hunters.
Yeah.
What about all those 10% bonuses for coming in last?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What happens when Hunters come in last?
They get a 10% bonus.
They get a 10% bonus. Crazy.
Game over.
And then they'll win the next time with the 10% bonus. Then someone else will win the 10% bonus. And it's circular. I feel like this 10% system would have made a lot more sense if they used it to get an average and then started from there. But this system, the way it is, I don't really understand how it's making it fair. Because currently, right now, Hunters are winning. Not because I think Hunters are bad or anything like that, but like every single contender card uses stasis, and they have one of the strongest stasis subclasses in the game for ability kills because of shurikens. And they are the most played class in the game. So it's hard to beat that. I'm not bitter about it. Like it's a fun thing.
Not bitter, huh?
I'm just explaining it statistically. I'm just saying that like I don't understand the point of this like pomp and circumstance. It doesn't matter, right? Like
because it
feels like it's a lot of posturing, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
The population is not a constant for the Hunters who play. It really is the most played class in the game. I don't
People like capes.
That's true.
People like jumping, dude.
Regular jumps.
Yeah. Jumps that go upwards are pretty fun.
I play all three classes. Like I'm like I don't know how to I'm genuinely like not bothered by who wins or loses. I'm bothered by the system that seems to not make sense. Because I feel like it's like a magic show where they're like, look over here, but like in reality, I'm like, no, I can see that the bunny's going in the hat. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's over there.
Yeah, I guess the way I look at it is just it seems like it could be somewhat close depending on like the losses.
It will even out once enough losses have happened. But the problem is that the Hunters have all the wins before that.
True. Yeah.
And then if they lose, they get 10%.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't really understand the 10% thing. It feels like
you think it's open, case closed. Hunter's going to win easily.
Yeah, I do. I will eat my words. If I don't understand something, that's fair. I'm an idiot. So
how will your words be cooked? Are they like into
what are they? Are they written on something?
Well, they're ephemeral, so I don't really know how I can digest them properly.
I got a guy for that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah, he's the warlock. He can turn words into cats. It's crazy. Don't ask how he does it.
Don't swear much around him.
Sous vide words, please.
Very low calorie. Twitter questions.
Are there any other interesting things that have gone on? I haven't engaged in Guardian games. Sorry, I was gone for most of that conversation because this cat wouldn't shut up outside my room, and now he's chill.
I don't know where my cats are gone to. One's doing crime, I am certain.
Crime, kitty crime.
He is the crime lord, dude. He knows how to crime real good.
Mafia boss.
He can open every door in the house, and it's the worst.
All right, I'm going to start with some Twitter questions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shadowhunter says, if TeaWrex had to fight one sibling, which one would it be?
I'd win. It's relevant.
Yeah, but which one would you
Which one are you going to win?
Both at the same time.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow. Are they going to tag team, or are they going to be
show.
like actually throwing punches at the same time? Doesn't even matter. Wow. You're ninja.
No.
Taco Rita says,
I'm just going to suplex both at the same time.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy, dude.
I like it. Taco Rita says, you want to know my favorite tea? You, shawty. Get it? Shawty? That was the question. One Rover 626 says, outside the seasonal model, is your money respected in the game? Thousands for universal ornamenting. Guardian games is free, but supported by silver purchases. ETC.
I think you get a lot.
If you don't
of
feel like
value.
your money is respected, don't put any money into it.
I think.
Yeah, I don't not trying to understand the question.
I think if you buy the base cost to play the game, I think you get a lot of value for playing Destiny. If you pay for microtransactions or cosmetics and stuff, that, you know, that's never really worth it. Technically, in most games, it's not worth it ever. It's more of like
the equivalent of putting rims on your car.
Yeah, it's like do you just really like the look of it? Like, you know, but I mean, Destiny, by and large, if you get into Destiny and you pay the price to play the game, I mean, it's a fantastic title.
Yeah,
you get a lot.
You're not going to get a lot of value out of microtransactions.
Mileage may differ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
PXN says, on a scale of 10 to 10, how badly did the community overreact today to the Transmog info, and should people feel bad about it?
I don't think people have reacted too bad. I think a lot of people are just in their feelings about what they expected versus what they got, right? Once again, it's shock of assumptions versus reality.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people being like weird, or maybe weird's the wrong term, but like just strange about how people were not liking the system or thinking it wasn't good. You know, like the initial impression of it. They were like, well, I don't see what the problem is, and it's weird how people are upset over it or something like
that. I think part of that comes from a place of the internet over a long period of time has turned more and more into a place where nuanced conversation is harder to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Twitter's a great format for that.
But they double the amount of characters on Twitter. It's fine now.
But yeah, like I think that, you know, a lot of the time, if you can sit down and talk to someone with dissenting opinion, especially for like things like Transmog or whatever, people typically aren't going to disagree on like the base, like brass tacks of it all. They might like be different on some fringe stuff, but like I don't know anyone who's like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted for Transmog, and this is perfect in every way. But I think that people kind of get a little tribalistic sometimes with Destiny or, you know, World of Warcraft's, Apex Legends, whatever their favorite game is, right? And I think that can sometimes create some friction between opinions where even though you may be agreeing on most things, if you disagree on the one little tiny thing, it's like, well, the whole thing's off.
Yeah.
Hot takes get views on YouTube too, so just FYI.
Yeah. Also on Twitter.
Yep.
Sometimes it makes financial sense to be upset about stuff.
Unfortunately, engagement is a very popular currency.
Hydra Lux Regalia says, Eververse seems to be a big topic again. Do you guys think you should speak up more against it or wait it out?
On this podcast?
Wait it out. It's been 7 years.
I said the same thing earlier today about someone saying that like, Destiny's gonna fail, and I'm like, bitch, it's been almost 8 years. What do you mean? There's a bunch of corpses behind Destiny at this point. Like, what?
Yeah, right.
Like, can the game be better? Yeah, but like this idea, this narrative, like it's just, I'm telling you, it's gonna be so bad. And it's just like, what?
The nail in the coffin.
The people who said dead game in your chat during Destiny Year 1, do you think they have any like any thoughts about that, or do you think they've left it behind?
You could have just left it.
Do they even remember saying
still
it?
In that chat room, man. They're
still in that chat room. Dead game, motherfucker.
They probably deny it. Deny they ever said it. Like, what? Never said that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I have stopped speaking about the Eververse altogether because it's, first of all, it's speaking into like an empty echo chamber. Second of all, it's like the people who want to like, there's too much like of the Bungie Defense Force that gets really mad at me for doing it. You know, like why you gotta hate? You know, like
Strike Force Bungie.
I just don't want. Yeah.
We've talked about it a lot on this podcast. We've been very vocal about how we've always been concerned about where the Eververse situation is going to end up. And
if there was a fight to get microtransactions out of Destiny, we lost that fight years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I would argue that we lost that fight when the game was still $60. Personal opinion, but I think that as the cost of gaming has gone up, and even the cost of living in like the US has gone up, but things haven't changed in price for games. That's created a vacuum of need.
I've bought games for the Genesis that cost more than $60.
Yeah. Which sucks, because once again, you're dealing with the difference between
when they were new,
something that you want that's fun, and then business, and they have to conflict, and it sucks. That's why I never want to like own my own game studio. These decisions would crush me, because I just want everyone to enjoy the thing that I make, right? But like that doesn't employ people, so
yeah.
Oh, I would have nightmares. I'm okay with my little tiny place in the world, little itty bitty.
Dayman says, do you think there will ever be a Darkness Vanguard?
Darkness Vanguard.
The Darkness isn't like it's not like it's not like the solar class, the electric class. It's a different system.
Well, it's stasis,
right. It's like the hunters have a Vanguard. Like you can be a Dark Hunter, but you don't get a Vanguard for like the subclass you pick.
Yeah, because they're dead.
So it's the Hunter Vanguard. It's Cade.
Is there ever going to be one? I think it would be interesting if there was. If there's some sort of like bizarro thing going on with the pyramid ships. Like I'd be into seeing where that story goes. I don't think Bungie's going to do that though.
Holland Love says, if Hunters were to win Guardian games, where does the trophy go? The ramen shop? Good point. There's no Hunter Vanguard.
Damn, this hurts.
I will say, I think that the point of the Darkness Vanguard thing, I think they were more or less talking about Eris, Elsian, the Drifter, who were kind of like not strictly in the light of the Traveler. You know, they're exploring other options for combat purposes. The Renegades.
Yeah, I definitely took it more literal. A Renegade type of setup would be cool. I'd like that.
Mass Effect style, where you have to choose with your triggers. All right, do I punch this person in the face or do I say sorry?
Punch. Always punch.
Both options actually punch the person in the face.
I punch them and then apologize for punching them. Nailed it.
Shunzi says there are 4 archetypes for pulse rifles: 340, 390, 450, and 540. Do you guys think it would be better to get rid of one archetype and move it into a different one? What they did to hand cannons, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, with the 140s and 150s.
I don't know. Feel like there's too many.
Does it matter when there's only like one archetype that ever gets released?
Yeah.
It feels like we're only getting slow rate of fire ones, like the really slow rate of fire ones now. So
I miss like the 4 burst ones. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were cool. I could care less, to be honest with you. If they wanted to consolidate pulse rifles, fine. I just want more variety. I want new stuff. Like
yeah,
more guns that feel the same as the old guns doesn't interest me at all anymore.
Yeah, I agree with Brian.
Fundamentally, it's an issue with the fact that we've seen the same archetypes for so long. Like the 120 hand cannon is, refreshing to see. It's a bit of a change, but like I think the game in general could use like a switch up of a lot of things, not just pulse rifles. Yeah,
I agree with
Did you guys hear that I can't remember if this was speculation, but there was an article written that like definitely this is stupid. I'm not even gonna bring it up. Nixness says, have you seen the lore of the colors of Speed Exotic Sparrow? The color of Speed Exotic Sparrow. It's about Eva Levani sewing a secret cloak that Osiris asked her to make. Do you think it's Crow's current cloak, or maybe a special cloak for when Crow becomes Vanguard? I'm switching to Titan.
Let me. What was it? Color of.
While you're pulling that up, can we talk about how there's lore in the game now where Titans are so dumb they didn't know to bet on themselves for Guardian games? It's a conversation.
That's great
for like placing bets over who's gonna win Guardian games, and 2 Titans are like, we're gonna bet on Warlocks, but you're Titans. Yeah, Titans always win. So wait, but you're betting on the Warlocks, and it's great. Oh, it's so good.
Jeremy says,
I
do you feel
that takes memes and makes them a reality?
Yeah.
Hold on, I found the thing. I found the thing finally. Okay. This is really long. I can't read this. Never mind. Continue.
All right. Jeremy says, do you feel bad about being the propaganda arm for hunters? Where can I go for a fair and balanced Destiny news? We're not propaganda for hunters. We play all. What? I mean, there's people who play all the different classes here.
Yeah, DCP.
I was a day one warlock, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we play all of them.
How dare you, Jeremy?
I mean, I'm just here because I play hunter and I only have enough time to play hunter, and I would love to play other classes, but leveling in this game is bullshit, so I don't.
Got him. There you
go. Ringo the Dingo says last week's trials had Igneous Hammer again at 3 wins. Do you think Bungie recognizes that player population in PvP depends on interesting loot?
Well, I'm sure they know that.
They're definitely aware. Yeah.
It's almost like the most popular weapon type in the game will drive players to playing it. But if you put a hand cannon as a different type of hand cannon as the loot every single time, no one's going to give a shit because it's just you can only make so many good hand cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a pulse rifle, when messenger is there, it's like, yeah, it gets a little bit. Rocket launchers are great, but there's only so many cool weapons that can like be universally used by everyone, and most people can generally use hand cannons because they're kind of fucking busted OP.
Okay,
I said it.
Let me throw this
How
at
could you say something so controversial yet so
like,
brave?
God!
Let me pitch this to you then. What would it take to not make the loot a requirement to get people to engage with trials?
What game are we playing? We're playing Destiny, the looter shooter.
What would it take? I'm just saying. Is there
loot is always going to be
I was just pointing out that the game we are playing, just so we're all on the same page, is the loot title.
Mm-hmm.
TeaWrex, I would argue that in Destiny 1, I played a lot of Trials of Osiris outside of just getting loot. It was just a fun game mode that felt so fresh inside of like PvP games. Like it was an anomaly. It was like a brand new thought inside like what was otherwise a very stale genre. Like
totally
Trials of Osiris was insane. So like if they could create a new, like I kind of think they should abandon their Trials of Osiris altogether. I think it's just a dead
actually
idea.
Completely agree with you. Like, so I think that's a big nail on the head. Is that there's a double problem here of one, that you have to give up on something when it becomes stale, even though players still love it and play it to produce new and different things. And that's the problem, I think, with Trials. And when I say I want Trials removed, it's not that I want nothing to take its place. It's that I want PvP players to be excited about a PvP game mode again. And having the same stuff over and over again, you're trying to recapture lightning that you've already released back into the world. Like, you can't put it back in the bottle. Like, so I understand exactly what you're saying. I just don't see how they do that. Because essentially what we're asking for is make a new and innovative experience once every 6 months, specifically for PvP, which if it was that easy, so many other games would do that. You'd see so many different kinds of battle royales and stuff like that versus doing the tried and true, formulas.
Yeah.
And God forbid anytime they ever change any part of that formula, like
people freak out.
People hate it.
People
so
fucking
it's like
hate it.
It's you have to stick your neck out in an attempt to create something good. And if it's not good, guillotined,
I lost my spot, damn it. There it is.
Oh,
Elder Dragon Teach.
I do have one thing that would really help, which I can't remember if what did they say they were going to do to Trials?
I think they're going to add a solo playlist.
So. Okay, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. It's like matchmaking for me. It's like I don't want to have to coordinate a team together. My time to play is like so finite. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So it's like, oh shit, I can actually I can play. I think I can do that right now. Let me find a team. And you don't want to like find a team of people where it's like, I know we're not getting like past 1 or 2 wins. It just feels like that's a waste of time. But if I can solo queue, maybe.
True.
Elder Dragon PvP says, makes me sad for PvP players. I want them to have something that they love, and I'm sad that they don't.
Oh, they need to first love themselves.
Well,
learn to love themselves. Okay,
that's hard.
Also, remove mouse and keyboard. Fuck, big Big hot take here. Remove mouse and keyboard from PvP. I just leveled a lot of the playing field. Okay. You know what was so great about Trials and D1?
My cat has something to say about that. He just jumped up here immediately.
What did he just say?
Yeah, look, you know why Destiny 1 Trials is so popular? There were no fucking god-tier G Fuel snorting gamers. No, yeah, I can. This used to be my show. God damn it. Look,
I can't wait to read the comments.
You want to cut all the mouse and keyboard players?
Yeah,
out?
all mouse and keyboard.
I will say
Holtz's
there's something to be said about the skill gap that between like how the sandbox operates with mouse and keyboard versus controller. I was talking to Gigs about this. I think there's other people in the thread too, maybe like BW, but how they were talking about how Stasis feels so bad to play against and has all these things to make it unfun. But I said, I'm not saying what this removed, but to provide a different perspective, the amount of speed players have in the game right now for, let's say, Stompies with Hunters, Behemoth with Dune Marchers, and Top Tree Dawnblade is ridiculous, especially on mouse and keyboard, to where you're always having to react to them versus planning on where they're going to be going because they can change their direction pretty much anytime they want. And like, once again, I'm not advocating for these things to be removed because they're very, very fun to use, but it makes the PvP experience a lot more unbalanced because you never know. Like, I think a thing like player speed should be very close or similar across all classes because then you know what to expect. But it's hard to flank someone who can go around the map 3 times before you do it once based on their subclass choice. So I think that that makes it really tough too. But I mean, like, be a hunter who has stompies and then jump right above somebody. And if they're on controller, they literally can't look up fast enough to kill you. Like, you're going to kill them first, more than likely. So, yeah, I don't know.
So it sounds like put everyone on controller.
I'm not going to tie myself to that horse. I'm just saying that I understand where you're coming from.
This is coming from someone who's building custom keyboards.
Look, okay, I don't even use half the keyboards I build. Okay, like, look at this.
Briar, do you even drive your Ferrari?
I've had this one sitting on my shelf.
Mustang.
I'm literally not even using it.
Wow.
It just sits there. It is very clean though. It's a very clean build, but I don't like the
piano black always picks up fingerprints. It's real nice.
Yeah. That's the whole story for this one. But I'm not a fan of these like switches either. I really like how smooth they are, but they're a little too wobbly, and like they just fucking straight up come off.
Oh,
they straight up come off way too easily.
Way too easily. Got to have a device to yank those babies off.
Elder Dragon Teach says, acknowledging that they are very different games, do you think there is anything Destiny can learn from the reward system of their Monster Hunter series? We've had this question before, I think.
I think we went money to make new armor sets for every boss in the game. Sure.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I think this is what it comes down to, is that manpower, which manpower is given to you by money.
Yeah. Maple Spike Dave says, did I miss something? Are shaders actually any more permanent than they already are? Still need to buy them with Bright Dust and use Glimmer to actually use them. All they did was cut the legendary shards and move them onto the armor page instead of collections. They increased the price here.
Yeah.
And Glimmer cost too. Or there still is a Glimmer cost to apply, which seems a little weird to me, if I'm honest. It's like nothing, but just like, why even though?
Yeah, why even have the need for it?
Ty says, if Titans only punch, Hunters only stomp, and Warlocks are just lore nerds, what really is the Traveler? It's like a koosh ball.
I don't know how all of those things are related, if I'm completely honest.
It's like free association. Just let it go.
Yeah, what naturally comes to you?
I'm letting it go, all right.
Mine went to ice cream. I immediately thought ice cream.
What
ice
flavor?
Cream? Oh, we need like a cone.
Is
the
it vanilla?
darkness is fudge.
Oh, sounds delicious. You got to have the darkness with your Traveler.
Listen to what my wife did the other night. She bought both waffle cones and sugar cones. She lined the inside of the waffle cone with ice cream. Then she put the sugar cone into the waffle cone. Then she put more ice cream into the sugar cone. So her whole eating experience of the cone was double coned, waffle and sugar. It was I thought it was genius. I was proud to be her husband.
That's like putting guac on the outside of a hard taco and then wrapping it in a soft taco shell.
I like it. I like it. Sounds good.
I like this too. Yeah. Where can I go buy that?
I'm lactose intolerant.
Pretend it's sherbet.
It's not. Sherbet it means I get diarrhea.
Another day, another gamer says, with the fashion show added with money, can it be an idea to pay to get racial hair and even hair fashion so the twab becomes more fashionable?
What?
Yeah, you lost me.
With the fashion show added for more money, can it be an idea to pay to get racial hair? I think he wants, or I don't know,
more hairstyles.
I think to be able to go back and edit your.
When are we gonna get a barber? I want a beard on my Guardian.
I want the beard to also stick out the bottom of my helmet.
I want a beard option for the helmet. Like if I want helmets to be like, here's your beard sticking out the helmet.
Already here. So many different disciplines just screaming at that suggestion, Tefty.
But I'm the player. All right.
I'm always right.
I am demanding things on Reddit, Twitter, on this podcast. I'm the player.
Have you tried writing them on a post-it note and sticking it on?
I haven't. I need to do that. Road trip.
Do it. Yep.
I'm going to Seattle.
Daniel says, hello, hunters. Have you ever had to jump out of a game mid-strike and felt Guardian guilt? If so, what gets you to leave and what was the most painful time?
Mid-strike? Strike, not so much.
Yeah, mid-strike. Yeah. I mean, I would prefer to finish it once I've started it because I don't like just leaving. But I mean, especially if it's just a regular strike, it's not.
If it's the corrupted, I'm gone.
I was gonna say, have you met Guardians that don't know how to pass the ball in the corrupted?
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
because that's a fate worse than death.
It's just a long strike.
It's a long strike, and then you have people who just don't want to do the mechanics, and people want raid matchmaking in the game. Sorry, I can't not reference that.
A raid would be something that you definitely feel bad for having to bounce in the middle of.
Oh yeah,
I would never join a matchmaking raid. I just wouldn't do that to myself.
Especially
if nobody was on comms
first. Yeah. I want just like the ability to find other players to do stuff before we have things like raid matchmaking and whatnot. I think that'd be a better feature. IMO.
Holtz, can you give us some World of Warcraft wisdom here for this
about
World of Warcraft matchmaking and raids?
Oh yeah, I mean I say it every fucking time. They have raid matchmaking, but the fucking raids that you go do with the LFR raids are just they're so dumbed down. Like I could boot up World of Warcraft and go do one of those raids right now once I hit whatever the minimum level requirement is for that, and I wouldn't die. Like, not even knowing the mechanics, I wouldn't die.
Huh.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 has a similar thing where the raid content is all match made if you want it to be, except for the harder version, the Savage mode. And basically, their philosophy is 2 versions of the raid. One is for hardcore raiders, and one is for people who want to enjoy the story and maybe get some cool looking gear.
Interesting. Do you think that would be successful in Destiny? Or
enormously so.
Yeah.
I'm sure the raid devs are screaming at my suggestion of this because that's a lot of extra work to have to basically retune the entire experience and make 2 versions of the raid, which is essentially what they didn't like doing for hard mode. But like, imagine it going the other direction where they had to make it like a quote unquote easy/story mode for everybody, and then like the traditional mode for raiding.
Well, let's go to the fantasy version of Bungie. They now employ 5,000 people. All right, so they got 1,000 people dedicated just to raids.
Am I one of those people?
Sure, you can definitely be in your own fantasy for that. Yeah,
I can't talk about this. Then I'm on an ADA.
So in that case, they got plenty of resources and time to make 2 versions of the raid. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people would love that because it would allow people who really want to experience like the Last Wish is an amazing experience to do the first time. It's probably one of the better raids to do blind for your very first time, with the exception of the vault, because fuck.
Yeah.
Because like aesthetically, it's beautiful to look at. The music when it hits at the right times, if it actually goes off properly, is great.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting Riven like the normal way is very, very fun and rewarding. And then the escape sequence is great. And it's a shame that so many people will never be able to experience that because of the way the game is currently made. But I also understand why it is made the way that it is.
Zen Cupid says, which Destiny NPC would win in a rap battle tournament?
Which NPC?
Yeah.
Are there any lore nerds in chat that can actually answer if any characters canonically participate in rap battles?
Canonically? Yeah. In my fan fiction, yeah.
Who's doing it in your fan fiction?
Hell yeah, dude.
You got that up somewhere I can read? You want 803?
Osiris and Vance threw down one time. It was nuts.
In Vance. Huh. Okay.
If Shax could rap, I bet it would be awesome.
What if Sweeperbot was insane?
Isn't that canon?
Yes, you're right. Sweeperbot's insane and can kill in a rap battle.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
I don't think that's the same thing, because I don't think that rapping against a boombox is fair. It's a sentient boombox with legs.
What about Exos, man?
Sentient boomboxes with legs and arms. Where's the lie?
Ang Bangarang says, what is everyone's guilty pleasure game? What is everyone's guilty pleasure game?
Dynasty Warriors, easy.
Really?
Turn brain off, smack dudes.
That's just a good game.
But I also understand that, like, it doesn't really change a whole lot game over game.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just crazy spectacle hack and slash.
Yeah, I love it. I totally know why people would think it's boring. Like, I totally understand
that one fits pretty good because people hate on that game. So I get what you're saying.
So people have to hate on it for it to be a guilty pleasure?
I don't know. Like, I suppose.
I play Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny.
It's my guilty pleasure game.
Yeah, how about Destiny, right?
How about World of Warcraft Classic, because it's fucking an Activision company, and fuck Activision. I want to give them a single cent, but I also want to get a hit of my Warcraft too. I have Sulfuris, the Hand of Rag.
Where's that vein at? Hit me.
I have the Hand of Rag on an enhancement shaman in full AQ40 gear. It is
full AQ40?
Yeah, one of the hardest hitting burst damage classes in the game. I can have 5 instances of damage suddenly proc on a single global cooldown. Yeah,
I think you're lying to me. No, you can't have 5.
I can have 5.
Nah,
okay,
you're full of shit.
We're gonna need chat to verify this.
Yeah,
but I can't use my Hand of Rag. Can't use it anymore
because
I don't think I have any guilty pleasure games. Like there's no game that I'd be like feel guilty about telling people I love.
For a while, I felt like Genshin
I think
was
Destiny actually legitimately comes the closest.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, for a while I was playing Genshin on my my iPad. I felt pretty guilty about that.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I felt so like I got to log in and do this. I got to do this stuff, man.
I actually need to log in and do my dailies.
I stopped doing my dailies, but with it on an iPad, you can take that anywhere. You could be chilling, just like hook up a controller, you're playing it on the iPad.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to boot it up right now. You'll be able to tell when the title screen hits.
Do you guys have any guilty pleasure movies?
I watch like the same things all the time, so I would say everything I watch.
Mars Attacks.
That one's funny. I like that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's tough to like quantify what's a guilty pleasure for a movie.
I've watched Put Up Your Dukes 7 times in the last month.
Thanks, Pryor.
Oh, you know what? Actually, legitimately, the Dukes of Hazzard movie they made in the early 2000s.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I think that movie's hilarious.
Oof.
You can see why it's a guilty pleasure because everybody on the podcast went, oof.
Starship Troopers. Oh, come on. That's not a guilty pleasure. You're just doing your part.
There you go.
Wispopedia says, I know TeaWrex plays it too, so what's your favorite monster to hunt in Rise? The next one.
So I like how you said Rise, the next one, as if there was already an existing Rise and there's a sequel coming out. Out of the new stuff, Magnum is really fun to fight, but I don't know. Mezzatsune is really fun too. The bubble fox, slippery, beats my ass at the Apex version, and I die a lot.
Yeah, I like the Magna as well.
I've not gotten to play Monster Hunter Rise. Don't know if I will. Isn't it only on Switch?
Yeah,
it's only on Switch. It'll be on. It is supposed to be on PC sometime next year.
Okay, I'll have to wait for PC then, because
I almost wonder if they're gonna release that in parity with like an expansion at the same time.
That's what I'm wondering.
If they're gonna be like, hey, you buy Rise for PC, you also get
Rise Next.
Yeah, Rising.
Yeah, Risen.
Zachary Richard says, "Hey everyone, the board of directors of condoms comes to each and every one of you. Apparently, Gen Z has used its influence to ban the name. What new name do you all come up with for a condom? Their stipulation is only use Destiny perks on guns. Oh, that's hard.
There's so much to unpack here.
Sure.
Are we renaming the word condom, the brand? Why are Gen Z boycotting the name?
Because it's Gen Z, man. TikTok did this.
Hey, I love TikTok. Don't hate.
God,
TikTok's great.
TikTok.
No, it's because TikTok created this. The Gen Z connected.
That's your guilty social media right there.
Right?
TikTok.
No, it's because I have ADHD and the 30-second serotonin. It's like Vine. I can just go. My brain is like, yes, little bits of hit me. Give me the brain chemical. Give it to me.
Right. My perk, I think it's shot package. I'm renaming condoms to shot package.
I'm going to agree with Tefty and move on to the next question.
Drop mag.
Fair.
Drop mag.
That is fair. I like overflow.
Drop bag is good.
Overflow's good.
I also
overflow is also good.
Is there like a blanks perk? Is there something?
And one for
How about
all,
chain
that's a
reaction?
pretty good one.
Chain reaction, yeah.
Lasting impression.
That's good. That's good.
Chat is much better than us. Mulligan is a good one. Surplus. Explosive head.
Why did the condom board of directors? How did they get my address? I have so many questions over the scenario, and none of them are about the actual
because
question.
You're on TikTok all the time.
Proposed.
They have your address.
Yeah.
Not once have I.
Says, would you rather be punched in the
GPS,
face at 8 a.m. every morning for the rest of your life, or shot once in each leg sometime before you die? Wouldn't know when you're gonna get shot.
All right. Counterpoint. Neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bypass.
There is no good answer here. I'm sure you.
Yeah. Where's the $1 million or 10 million for getting the
There's no positive incentive here. It's just which punishment do you want?
Yeah. Where's my pot of gold?
No, I disagree.
Whichever mistress desires.
also, honestly, that's a fair answer. If that's like the whole thing.
Keith Colucci says, first time asking a question since I saw y'all live at Guardian Con a few years ago, since I normally am working all day Thursdays, and I took this week off for my birthday. If you could eliminate one meaningless common task, happy birthday, by the way. If you could eliminate one meaningless common task, what would it be? He said his would personally be shaving.
I already did that years ago.
Yeah, right? Not an issue.
That's a good answer.
Can sleep? Does sleep qualify here? Because
I feel like I want
all
to
the
qualify
time.
sleep. Oh my
sleep
God.
is not a meaningless task. I appreciate that sleep exists.
But man,
I would get rid of sleep like that.
You would gain so much time.
So much extra time.
I don't need more time.
Oh man,
I need less time in my own head. Existence is a curse. Next question.
If sleep doesn't count,
I'd probably say like cleaning the floor specifically because my cats track shit everywhere. Not like literal shit, but like just like little things that get caught in their like little nails and they just drag it everywhere. Ugh.
No, you're right.
Say like a little bit of litter or something that sticks to them, and then you find it in your bed,
or like
you're
they'll
like,
tear out the carpet and then take it to the hardwood floor area, and I'm like, cool. Or there's hair everywhere.
Let's expand that to like dusting, vacuuming, that type of stuff. Imagine you never had to do that again. Everything was always spotless.
I'm gonna say cleaning the oven / stovetop. Like it's just.
Did you know you can take the front of the oven off incredibly easily?
Yeah.
I didn't
it opens
until
up
this year.
It opens like you just
I know there's the little latches on the bottom you can take off and remove the front door. I didn't know this.
Yeah,
I learned this year and I was so upset. Chad, if you're like me and an idiot, look at like the bottom metal latches. There's a thing you can do the thing and then you can remove the door. It's really easy. And get in there.
That's gonna make it so much easier to clean.
It's a game changer. Too bad you spent your the remedial.
So much life wasted. Bent over that door. Never get that time back.
You want to build those fucking character, all right? So why don't you shut your mouth? With your knowing of things like the oven door comes off, huh?
That is completely
I know things.
I don't think I've ever cleaned an oven, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never cleaned an oven in an apartment.
Occurred to me.
Oh, I haven't either. I've only cleaned ovens in like homes or like townhouses.
How often are you supposed
to clean stovetops? I don't know. How often are you supposed to clean it?
Is this like a change in the air conditioning
I think
type of thing?
If people who bake stuff,
it's when it's dirty. It depends on what you cook in your oven. Like, for example, I know a lot of people
that explains
who, like,
that.
If you make like something that might have like stuff that falls off the bottom of it, so like for example, a frozen pizza, more than likely there's going to be bits of gunk on the bottom of your
I put frozen pizzas on a pan.
Yeah, I put it on like
that's
a
probably better
pan.
for you. But there's a lot of ways to easily just have like splatter and stuff like that you just don't even notice over time.
Pizza splatter, huh?
Not just pizza. Like depends. Are you covering everything you put in the oven? Do you have something that's open faced? If it's open faced, it might bubble and.
True.
I just choose to ignore it, and then I move.
Yeah, is that a fire hazard?
I get a new stove.
Get a brand new fucking stove, right?
My wife one time early in our marriage was cleaning the oven, and she decided she put newspaper inside the oven to let the oven cleaner soak and like push on the sides, which I didn't know about when I preheated the oven.
Ooh,
and that caused a lot of smoke.
This is another aside, but I knew someone who the first time they rolled their own marijuana cigarettes and they used newspaper.
Rookie
I don't
move.
know if you guys know this or not about newspaper. It burns quickly.
Yeah.
To put it politely.
That's why we light fires with it, right?
There's a lot of coughing.
Not a clean burn, too. A lot of smoke.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
I would hope that not many people have.
Hugo says, emergency question. If you woke up with your hands where your feet are and your feet where your hands are, how quickly do you think you would adapt?
I have a show to do.
Dead.
I don't know how I would adapt.
Does that mean I would have to walk on my hands and do stuff with my feet, or would I just like have to use my feet?
I don't know. You probably learned to walk on your hands, right?
That's just a complete rework.
Harder thing would be like feeding yourself. And
I'm going to stay in bed.
Yeah,
just ride this one out.
Yeah, can you opt to be medically studied? Because you have that condition.
Does that pay good, or does it just cause a lot of painful needles and cutting?
Let's say it pays decent. Pays for your life.
Like what? Like $100,000 a year?
It's just whatever you need to cover your life, it ends up paying.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
What do I need or what do I want?
Need.
No, those are two different things. No, I'm gonna say no to this one. I don't want that.
Yeah, pass.
Duo Shade's got a rapid fire one, so everybody just say their answer real quick.
Okay.
Walmart or Kmart?
Walmart.
Oof.
Never been to a Kmart.
I've been to a Kmart. It was actually more depressing. There at least wasn't as much to look at. I'll go with Walmart.
Dude, this is gluten-free at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least in
I just don't like giving money to that company.
No, I agree. I mean, I don't have to shop there. Just if we're going there.
Yeah, you're browsing.
Okay. Well, definitely Walmart. Cheesy popcorn or caramel popcorn?
Cheesy popcorn.
Caramel.
Cheesy.
I'm gonna go with caramel. I like both.
Coke.
I like them both in the hand, same time.
Oh yeah, like a mix.
Yeah,
that's good.
That sounds awful.
Oh, it's delicious.
Good.
What the
Seriously,
fuck is wrong?
Yes, chocolate and cheese, a match made in heaven.
No, caramel.
It's salty and sweet.
No, caramel and cheese.
Like I don't. Cheese isn't really salty. It's more savory.
Does that? You really think that's cheese? First of all,
It's like cheese powder, which is a decent chunk of like salt, but no.
If you have not had caramel popcorn and cheesy popcorn, it is actually delicious together. They sell them. This is a legit thing. They sell canisters of them.
I'm pretty certain they separate them.
It's salty
still in
and
the
sweet.
Canister.
No. Some of them are pre-mixed. So like you grab a handful and you're like, ooh.
I don't want that.
You're having a hard time with this. This is completely...
It's not a hard time. I'm telling you that I don't want that, and you're acting like I'm insane.
But have you had it?
Well, we
before?
have like almost 2 hours worth of evidence. So
have you had it? Is the question.
Point. If I had it.
Yeah, have you actually had that before? Have you tried it?
No comment, dude. You can't prove shit.
Because there's a lot of things where I'm like, man, that's disgusting. No way that I had it. I'm like, okay.
He is a cop. That is true.
I gotta go.
He is 100% narc. Coke or Pepsi? Coke, because Pepsi tastes like assholes.
Assholes.
Neither.
Wow.
You must have some really good tasting assholes in your lifetime to be able to peg that flavor.
Right.
I mean, I was
exactly
instructed
like
to eat like groceries, so I make sure that it's very tasty. So,
stay up late or get up early?
Both.
It depends on the day.
I like to do both, but not consecutively. Hold the elevator door or let it shut?
Hold it.
Hold it.
I like to let it shut.
What a fucking douche.
You're an asshole.
Wait, this is assuming someone's coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold it. I think. Depends.
Man,
Depends
what do you
on the
mean
person.
depends?
Do I know them and are they an asshole? You know?
Like if I saw...
I think there's a difference between like proving a point that you don't like someone and then being courteous. Like there's
I didn't know. Look,
what if we just don't like anybody?
Are they right next to the
who am I
elevator or
holding
are
the
they
door
really
open for
far
here?
down the hallway and you got to wait for them?
All right. So because of that answer, I now have to ask, please, do you return the shopping cart when you go grocery shopping?
I specifically put it in the spot reserved for cops.
Do you not? Okay, that's a good answer.
Mothers.
That's a great answer. But you said no, Briar.
Yeah, no. I'm depriving somebody of work if I do that. They're just going to fire that guy. They're not going to reassign him to like the grocery aisle.
That poor individual is going to have nothing to do.
To self-govern. You are not allowed public office the rest of your life ever.
Look, I am a job maker. That's what I am. You're taking away jobs. You're fucking up the economy. Putting the cart back.
Briar,
why don't you go to Aldi and pay $0.25 for your cart, you fucking commie?
You get that quarter back.
Opposite of what do you? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage. That's how I win.
Margaritas or mojitos?
I don't drink
margaritas.
Margarita.
Dreadnought says it's the year 2030. And humans have finally landed on Mars and discovered a cave with human bones and writing on the walls. What does the writing say?
Whether you wanted it or not, you stepped into a void.
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah.
And then
be
Bundy
sure to
tweets
drink
out,
your
"We didn't
Ovaltine."
plan this.
Samoxi says, "What's your favorite story from your co-hosts besides Holtz?" It says besides Holtz. Mine is the Magnum joke from Tefty. That was a good one, and it lasted a long time, and it kept being funny.
Wait.
He says, "Thanks, Tefty. Every time I see the ice cream. It reminds me.
Oh, the Magnum
ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was because memes got on a kick on watching ASMR ice cream eating, and they were eating, like or food, food like eating YouTube type of stuff. And she was watching someone eating some Magnum ice creams and was like, "I have to get Magnum ice cream pronto." And then we went on a journey.
Dude was selling it on that YouTube channel,
apparently. And then I was like, "Damn, this is good."
Huh?
What could somebody eat on a YouTube channel that would make you immediately go out and buy it?
Oh, almost anything.
Magnum
like
ice cream
if
bar.
I see people eating ramen, look, I hate that like YouTube started suggesting all these like Japanese and Korean street food videos to me, where just a guy creepily filming like close up of someone making this food, and they like film what it looks like, and it's always just umami mommy filled goodness.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I don't enjoy that, seeing other people eat and hearing it.
No, I like watching people cook, but not eat.
Yeah, but I know that it's like a 50-50 split. Like some people it's great, and other people it's like, ooh, I don't want to see that.
This is kind of like a foot fetish.
I don't think it's like a fetish thing. I think it has to do with like a sensor in your brain that gets triggered that makes you think you're eating the food or something. It makes you enjoy it. For me, I hear like the sloshing around the mouth, and I just go, my stomach starts turning.
No, I just want to watch it get prepared. I don't care about like watching someone eat it.
Yeah. I did go out and buy some 3D Doritos right after we watched that Holtz stream. That was very intense.
Did I tell you about my new tech?
Speaking of ASMR food eating.
I don't want to hear about this.
You have a new technique?
I don't want to hear new tech.
You have a new technique with
I
this?
could not look away from that.
You start out with flavor blasted goldfish, and then you transition to the mama birding into 3D Doritos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now it's like a 3D Dorito filled with like pizza flavor blasted goldfish. It's great.
Yeah, that does sound better.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting nauseous.
I think I'm immune to it now. I think I'm like,
see, you're ready to try it.
I think that Pfizer vaccine is finally making me sick.
That's
elusive pineapple.
Yeah.
Elusive
T,
pineapple.
have you seen it? There is video of the.
Stop.
Holtz has video.
Cease.
He did a stream.
Next, what's next, Briar? What's the next question? I'm so excited for this next
I'd like
question.
to ask everybody to tweet a clip of the mama birding episode to TeaWrex.
Dude, that's crazy. My block button's been getting a lot of use today.
Elusive Pineapple says, how many beer cans can you have in your bathroom trash before it becomes concerning?
Bathroom trash. So it's a small container?
Yeah, one of them little. Yeah. Does it have like the lid, the foot lid thing?
Look, you can get around that by just saying, I like to have a beer when I take a shower. And then it just looks like
often are you showering?
Yeah, but then you get like if there's 7 beers, you don't clean your shower for. I don't take my trash out in my shower for 7 days. I don't know how long does it take to take your trash out in the bathroom. When it's full, I take it out.
Yeah, easy when it's full. What if you have 7 cans though in your bathroom?
That's 7 days, presumably. But when it's full, you take it out. So if you've had seven beers in one shower, you're going to take it out.
Why are you leaving it in the shower?
No, it's in the trash. It's in the bathroom trash.
You are interchanging trash and shower, and it's confusing.
You're having a shower.
No, you're drinking the beers while you're in the shower.
I'm imagining you in your shower on your 7th beer, like for like the 7th day, and then like on the side of your shower is 6 beer cans. And I was just like,
that's exactly
what
like next to the shampoo.
You're not taking them out.
7 beer cans next to your shampoo. And there on
it's just like, oh, hold on, nope, that's Michelob Ultra. Oh, there we go, that's Dove. All right, just put that on there.
You're picturing this correctly.
I have never had a shower beer before.
God,
you're missing out. You got to have a shower beer.
Missing out. Shower beer is just amazing.
It's the ultimate luxury. A cold beer and a hot shower is the ultimate luxury.
Never mind.
It's like, have you ever eaten ice cream in the shower? Oh
no,
man, nice. You should try.
I've never done that.
The shower is a place that I shower in.
You've eaten ice cream in the shower?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I just don't know when that happened.
Yeah, Holtz, can you?
It was a weird time in my life.
Can
okay?
you expand on the experience?
At bachelor days.
I love you.
I love you. I totally imagine you eating ice cream in the shower.
Hell yeah.
Holtz for sure. I can see this. Why? What happened? Why did you eat ice cream in the shower? Was it a Sunday? Hot fudge Sunday?
No, I just wanted to eat
After
ice
a
cream
bad breakup?
Does a man need a reason to eat ice cream in his own shower?
No.
But it helps.
Yeah.
No. Look who you're talking to here. I had ice cream. I was like, I need to take a shower. I'm gonna fucking have some ice cream while I have the shower. Let's just try it.
I'm
not like a bigger
being,
story.
Okay.
Here.
I just want to mention I'm being tagged about the popcorn thing and the baby bird thing. So thank you.
Excellent.
You are welcome.
Good job, chat.
Also, I would like to once again reiterate that Breyer is a savage for not putting back his cart and is not fit for society, but that's just me.
At least put it in the spot reserved for cops.
I'm a job creator. That's what I'm saying.
No, they still have to get it from the carousel. You're adding more unnecessary work for someone who already has to put up with your bullshit.
No, I am creating jobs. That's what I'm doing. Somebody is employed because I don't put that.
I'm not a murderer. I'm just incentivizing a detective to find me. I'm a job creator.
I didn't think about it that way.
Food for thought.
I just accidentally
food for thought for Watts, actually, right?
Killer, so that's cool.
Yeah, because they got to go big to employ more people too.
True.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Has
One murder's
seen
not going
Bacon
to
Baby?
create a whole
franchise.
Yeah, do you know about Bacon Baby?
Stop.
Bacon Baby.
I don't know if I can emotionally handle more things food related from this topic.
What if I don't show it to you, but I just tell you the story as to why it exists?
Do I have a choice?
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So
look, in my photo program, we used to have a class where you had to take photos of food, and you learned how to do illustration type photos. And there was kind of a friendly competition to take the weirdest fucking photo. And someone decided to take like a baby doll and then wrap it in bacon, put it in a frying pan, just get that thing all sizzling and stuff. And they took a couple pictures of it like that. Well, when they were done with it, shoved that thing into a fridge in the photo program building as like a little mini fridge and just fucking left it there. Time goes on, and it has gone from something that is like, oh yeah, I'll take care of that. Yeah, I'll make sure to get rid of that. So that person has graduated. They're gone. They're not coming back. And so it just kind of turned into a thing where it's like, how long can we keep this here before it becomes a problem?
So before it actually becomes sentient and turns into a real baby.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
actually, that Bacon Baby just graduated college.
We ended up taking it out at one point again to do like a 10th year anniversary shoot for it.
10 year?
I honestly don't know how old it was, but it was old enough for that every single person involved in making Bacon Baby, and then like it skipped like a whole generation of people that learned about Bacon Baby to now it's just the myth of Bacon Baby.
Wow.
We took Bacon Baby out, and then rewrapped it in bacon. We didn't take the old bacon off because at that point it had solidified to it. It had solidified to it and had become rancid.
Why do you do weird shit with food, Holtzmann? Why? Who hurts you?
Have you ever brought Bacon Baby to the shower?
No. We probably should have, but no, never did. Well, the thing is,
you should like pose them for selfies in the bathroom, you know?
Well, here's the thing. After the second photo shoot, we discovered that if Bacon Baby ever becomes like unrefrigerated, the smell is horrendous because it's like 10-year-old bacon.
Because it's alive. There is things that are organic in there now.
Not anymore. Well, yeah. So we put it back in the
there's
fridge.
Stuff growing. There is the end of the world is in that bacon baby somewhere.
The bacon was literally green in spots, so it required a lot of photo editing.
Sure.
Eventually that photo building was knocked down.
With bacon
baby survived.
Yes, we made sure of that. We took that fridge out, and then hooked it up to a generator and put it in the back of someone's truck, and then put it in someone else's apartment. Hooked the fridge up in someone else's apartment to make sure.
Into their apartment?
Huh?
Someone actually put it in their
garage. You know, just it was hooked to a power source. Okay, that's the important part. The fridge was hooked to a power source. So I don't know what's happened to it at this point, but if you're in a random apartment in Tennessee and you happen to find a fridge and you open it and there's a bacon baby, just close the fridge and
pay respects.
Let it stay there.
Holtzmann?
Yes?
I have something to tell you.
Okay.
I am bacon baby.
This whole time
to tell you.
Man, you saw some weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Like a being that young should not see that.
Oh my gosh.
Mohegan 9 says, "What is the equivalent of getting flowers for men?" Also, I miss giving flowers. And getting hugs.
You can just get dudes flowers.
Yeah.
What?
Flowers are fine.
Sandwich.
I don't want flowers. Don't get me flowers. I feel like it's a waste of money. Like I literally.
That's fine. I dislike the idea that men can't get flowers because flowers are fucking dope.
I am also like in a thank you for the flowers. Now I have to worry about if my cats eat these, if they'll die.
That is true. We can't have flowers in our house at all. Yeah.
Guys,
yeah. So
I'm in the option of someone showing up with a delicious just made deli sandwich or some flowers.
I thought you were gonna say bacon baby.
I'll tell you deli sandwich any day of the
deli
week.
Sandwich, yeah. That's gonna go over like fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what you can get.
That's love right there.
Instead of
thinking of you,
flowers.
So I got this deli sandwich. Here you go.
Instead of flowers, there's a local grocery store here called I think Pacific Coast Market, Pacific Coast.
It probably doesn't matter. You can probably just move on with the story.
I think it's PCC or something. Whatever. Whatever. There's a market here, and they have like a little sandwich shop, soup shop place where you can get some prepared food. They make a turkey, bacon, and avocado flatbread press.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, you can give me one of those instead of flowers.
Next Valentine's Day, it's coming your way, my friend.
Yeah, it's cheaper. Like a nice warm turkey, bacon, avocado flatbread sandwich.
Oh yeah, now you're talking.
Imagine being surprised with that.
Yeah, make my day. Out of the blue, it's not even a holiday.
And then
just thinking of you.
And then like
Much
a
love.
nice beer, to go along out
turkey,
with
bacon,
that.
avocado sandwich.
Yeah, and a beer too. Yeah.
Ooh, a beer. That might be the answer. That might be the real answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Blandy McBlanderson says the Mariko Aoki phenomenon refers to having a sudden urge to defecate upon entering a bookstore. It was named after a woman who described it in a letter to a magazine. If something like this were named after one of the DCP crew, what would it be, and who would be its namesake?
Briar has to do with the urge to suddenly open doors with your anus.
That's just good hygiene. I mean, come on.
For you.
Don't worry, T. It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I don't know what it'd be named.
This has been such a turn, the second half of this podcast.
This is really my favorite part, to be honest. I mean, it's got to be baby birding. It's already happened. The baby bird phenomenon.
Yeah, baby birding.
So already happened. All right, that's it. We have explained Transmog.
That's what we think about Transmog?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Excellent. Bacon Baby lives. Man, I'm so thrilled to find out that T, you've been bacon baby this entire time.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
Life has
definitely the bottle.
Strange twists.
That's
right?
definitely going to be the
Bacon Baby
title
Lives
of this podcast. The Bacon Baby Lives.
Oh, well, congratulations on making it all the
there.
way through on episode 235 of DCP Live. Everyone who has made it through is a real trooper. T, where can people find you?
Especially T.
Hey, what's up? It's me, TeaWrex. You can find me at twitch.tv/TeaWrex, TeaWrex. I also have my own website, TeaWrex.tv. I do Twitch streams. I write. I am a host and producer. That's what I do.
Hell yeah. Holtz, what are you doing these days on the internet?
I was going to TeaWrex.tv. Your website is way snazzier than mine. Yeah, that looks really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's my website again? You can go to patrickcaseyphoto.com and you can see my photography.
I want holtzmann.edu. Make it happen.
I want baconbaby.com.
Stop. Cease.
Baconbaby.delicious.
I occasionally stream, but like you can just find me shit posting on my Twitter or my YouTube or usually my Twitch. Just fucking
Oh yeah, I'm also on Twitter. You can find me there. Just type in TeaWrex, you'll find me somewhere eventually. Probably thinking about all the things I learned today and the cursed knowledge I am now.
Try not to do that.
Ice cream in a shower. Bacon baby.
Remember earlier when you said that you wouldn't want to sleep? This is why I want to sleep. It lets me forget.
Your brain needs time to process all this crazy.
No, it needs time to forget. It needs time to be away.
Briar, where can people find you?
I'm Brian Rabbit. You can find me on other awesome DCP podcasts, such as Retro Slot. This week, me and Jay Sniperton were talking about all the retro video game news you can handle. Plus, we played UN Squadron. Jay thinks it's great, and I think Jay is crazy. You can also watch us on SideQuest, where we talk. What did we talk about SideQuest? Oh, Tefty wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
You cannot see Tefty on SideQuest this week.
Which is a
podcast where we talk about all sorts of weird stuff, video game related and otherwise. So check those out. Check those podcasts out and more.
I'm Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on Twitter, and you can catch me trying to recreate Holtzmann's Bacon Baby photos for an art project that I decided I'm going to start doing. So,
if you Google Bacon Baby, what happens?
You could hang it in the shower.
There's a few bacon
babies.
Imagine
the guests you had at your house come to your bathroom, and that's what's in your shower.
You need a fridge.
I feel like I'm being punished.
You know, you need one of those those beverage fridges with the clear door, so you can see Bacon Baby in there, refrigerated. Shout out to our Patreons for supporting the show and the various shows.
Thank you very much
for DCP. We appreciate it. Also, shout out to our Twitch subs here on the channel. You guys are awesome, and thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time, and that's it. Bye.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Bye.
Apologies.